if you want to know how to live your life and deal with the 3D when there's a 3P, then you're going to want to do what? Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another rousing episode of Spill the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie, and I'm like the funniest, wittiest mindset coach, as well as your OG Hype You Up Rampage Queen here on YouTube. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, links are going to be in the description box below, because if you are tired of your 3D reality looking like a cluster of absolute ridiculousness, and you want to just what? GYS, get your shit, then let me help you figure out what your holdup is, or what is going on in your mind with your routine, affirming, or whatever that is causing your own unintentional delay. So a lot of my clients are successful. You guys see me posting success stories all the time. And you know what? This is my birthday week. So maybe I will do more than having the new SP crash course that I'm doing with Nikki on sale. So if you guys haven't even known about that, our crash course that we are going to be doing live on November 30th for getting your SP for the holidays, which I can link up here, the information about that. That is still on sale, and it's still on sale, I think, for just a couple more days. So you're going to want to hurry up and get it while it is on sale and join us for the crash course, because it's going to be pretty dope. It's going to be pretty dope. Anyhow, without further ado, let me do my calendar, and then we'll get to the topic at hand. So, my God, this thing is falling apart. This says, you call them swear words. I call them fucking sentence enhancers. You know what else I call them? I call it speaking with flair, speaking with authority, conviction. When you are using swear words in your affirming and your rampaging, get your shiznit in faster. Know your fucking worth, hardcore fucking facts. You're literally the opera and power of your reality. You can be, do, have anything that you want. Why on the face of this planet would you even entertain anything else? Know that you are it. You're the god of your reality. Start stepping in that power, period. This says starting today with a big dose of fuck yeah. Of course, hell yeah, because number one, that is my birthday. This is going to be my birthday when I will literally be 51 years old. Yes, that's 5'1", rather. I'm going to be 51. And I'm going to say fuck yeah. Why? Because I'm legit being a master, manifesting, living my dream life. Swearing is fucking caring. Of course it is. Of course it is. But, you know, you're talking to me, and you listen to my rampages, you know exactly how much I swear, especially if you watch any of my videos. You see that I probably do it 24/7, 365. And this says, good God, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind can fuck right off. You know what? Anything in your 3D reality that's not serving you, the 3D hood shit bullshit, just stick it in the trash where it belongs. You know this bitch, she's always hungry for your bullshit. Put the shit straight in there. Anyone, anything that is not serving you in your 3D reality, and absolutely take more fucking risks. Literally decide that you're going to be, do, have anything that you want. Take the risk and affirm for what you want to actually experience. Actually experience, because you can. And I wanted to just say, you know, happy Veterans Day for those in the United States who have served, who are serving our country, who have served. Anyone who considers himself a veteran in any way, shape, or form, we thank you for your service. So, and I consider people, I mean, I know that, anyway, I know a lot of veterans. They're awesome people, and thanks. So, I'm going to read this email that was sent to me by a subscriber that has a question that I think is going to be helpful to many of you. So this says, hi Flossie, I love your YouTube channel and I've watched all your videos. I've been doing this for some time now, and you honestly are the best, clearest coach on the internet. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm finally starting to see results through your teachings, but I have a question, which I hope you'll consider making a YouTube video about, as I'm sure there's many in the community with this same dilemma. There probably is, which is why I'm making the video, because I think it's a great question. Question. I have my new story about SP, and I'm keeping my mental diet, living in the end, etc. We're living together happily married. Like, that's the new story. But there's a 3P, so I'm also using revision on that situation at the same time. Example, they're always fighting. He's been sleeping on the sofa for months, ready to move out. So is this a problem that I'm trying to imprint two different timelines at the same time? How can he be sleeping on the sofa in the ex's house if he's also sleeping happily besides me? Can you explain and advise, please? I think this is my last hurdle. Thank you so much for all your wisdom. Much love. Alexandria. So hope it was okay that I said your name. I'm sure that there's plenty of Alexandrias, but now you can brag to all your friends if you like, ha ha ha, that I'm using your question. So first of all, I literally tell my clients to take a completely, totally different approach than what you're doing for several different reasons. While on the one hand, we do walk a duality in between the 3D reality that we're currently experiencing and the 3D reality that we are affirming and persisting for. So in our mind, we have what we want, we're rich, we have the money, with our SP, we're together, whatever that it is. But, then at the same time, we are living in a reality where maybe we're no contact, or there's a third party, or there's some other bullshit going on that we don't really want to experience. And so, yes, while on one hand we're living a duality, at the same time, we don't necessarily need to constantly put our attention on the duality. So this is what I think that you're doing and where I would go differently. Number one, I wouldn't really be controlling the how. All you need to be concerned about is you being with your specific person. If you're affirming and persisting for your specific person, whatever has to move is going to move for you to get the manifestation. And since because it is likely for you that you are not going to accept being in a relationship with your SP if there's a third party or there's anyone else, that means that third party is going to move. I also am not a big fan of controlling the how. So, can you control the how? Yes. Do I think that sometimes that can cause an unintentional delay? Yes. And I think that is because we are basically slamming the door in our God selves or our higher self's face and how that manifestation is going to unfold. There are 1,000 ways that your specific person could, end up manifesting and having your 3D reality conform and having you get that manifestation. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have a fight. Don't cause yourself your own unintentional delay by having assumptions that don't work for you. They don't need to have a fight. They don't need to have some catastrophic event. It could literally be that SP takes a nap and has an epiphany that you're the person that he or she wants to be with. They could wake up and be the person that they want to be with. You could run into them at an event, like a dance, a party, literally someone else's wedding, the store, name a place. You could literally run into your SP. They could see you and then have a light bulb moment. That I want to be with you. I want to be with this, this other person, you, the manifestor. And so I wouldn't focus on that they have to have a fight, that he's sleeping on the couch. Why create yourself your own 6 month, 8 month, 1 year, year and a half unintentional delay by thinking that there has to be something that happens with their relationship in order for him to come forward, him or her. That person, your person, could come forward any moment. It could literally be this second. You could shift to reality where all of a sudden your SP wants to be with you so badly that they don't give a fuck about the third party and they literally just come forward to you because you shift to reality where the version of your SP is the version who wants to just be with you and you alone. So I would not focus on that I would not be doing a revision where they're fighting and that he's been sleeping on the sofa for months. I talk about some of these things in some of my other videos where I have a whole series. Maybe I'll just link the whole series here because I have 2 different series. One is what not to do while manifesting an SP or anything else. And, because it's literally getting late at night and I've been working all day and everything else, the other series is eluding me, but I will try to link both series either in this video or in the description so that you can watch those, because I talk about things about, causing delays and making your manifestation conditional on other things. And that's kind of making your manifestation conditional on something else, that they have to have a fight or he has to be sleeping on the couch in order for him to come forth to you. Sometimes it's just easier for me to pick a gender. So just use, obviously, the gender of your choice. Having said that, when my clients are manifesting a specific person and there's a third party, one of the things I tell them to do, which I'm just going to link the video for here, is to write a fuck you letter, command letter, specifically to the third party, where you're saying everything you want to say to that person's face, how you feel about manifesting them in their reality or continuing to manifest them in your reality, and then you destroy it. And then you follow up with a command letter. And most of the times, if it's a third party where they're aren't children and you just want this person not to be in your reality because there would be no reason for them to be in their reality, you basically write them a command letter telling them that they have moved on, period. Bitch, you've moved the fuck on, period. You and SP don't talk anymore. You guys can't stand each other. You aren't talking to each other. You legit aren't even in my 3D reality anymore. I mean, you can debate whether you want to have in there that they can't stand each other, but as far as you're concerned, they've lost each other's phone number. It's been, that person just literally doesn't exist in your reality because they've moved on. They're happy with their new life, doing XYZ, being somewhere else. You don't have to literally list any details. You can just be like, you've moved the fuck on, period. The fact is you're happy with your new life. You don't think about SP. SP's not thinking of you. It's you guys don't talk. It's like you've lost each other's numbers. It's like you've never even existed in this reality because nobody remembers who the fuck you are. Like, that's the type of shit that you write. They're just gone, period. You're not acknowledging them anymore. It's like they've never even existed. So that's one of the things that I have my clients do. And my clients can literally attest, if they wish, by dropping comments that I tell them to do that, to write the FU letter to the third party and then a command letter. And obviously, if there's children involved, maybe the command letter is, you've moved on with your romantic life. You're not interested in SP. You and SP only have a platonic co-parenting healthy relationship. You only talk to SP when it's about the children. You're completely fucking drama free because I said so. You don't display any feelings for SP other than just mutual respect. You're not giving SP a bad time. You allow SP to see, his or her children without any issues. You co-parent excellent. You're happy that you've moved on because you finally found someone who's truly going to love you, because SP's madly in love with me and you fucking know it, period. And so there's different ways you can word things per your situation, like what you want to experience as far as the third party goes. Having said that, number one, you're affirming and persisting for your relationship. Number two, you're writing that FU letter, command letter to the third party. Of course, number three is you would write an FU letter and command letter at some point to SP, preferably at the same time or close to it, where you're telling them, fuck you for, having a third party and for treating me like this and this disrespect and how this is making you feel, how you feel about manifesting that version of your specific person. You destroy it. And then you're writing a command letter to them where you're having them show up as you want them to show up. I mean, I have not only, a video about how to get rid of a third party where I talk about the command letter and FU letter to the third party, but I also talk about, command letters and FU letters to your specific person in multiple videos. And I'll just try to link something here just so that you can have a refresher. But you get rid of the old story and the resistance to it and put that shit in the trash where it belongs. You got to remember the L trash can. I don't show her as frequently, but this bitch is always hungry for your bullshit. So put the bullshit in there, put the old story in there, and then turn around and write the command letter. Then the big thing that your question is asking is to how to deal with the 3D. And so now I'm going to help tell you how to deal with the 3D, which is you ignore it the best you can. You're going to affirm and persist despite what you think you see or hear. And then I want you to think as if you already have what you want. If your specific person was with you right now and you were happily married and sleeping next to this person, you would not be thinking about this bitch. So you have to create a story that works for you and stick to that story and think as if you have what you want. And what I mean by that is like, let's say you choose to acknowledge a third party because maybe either you and SP have never had a formal relationship, or maybe it's that you were broken up for, quite a while. And, you're not going to be able to, you don't feel like you could have a buy-in on doing revision because maybe you haven't been together for 6 months or a year and you think it would be easier to acknowledge that you had a rough patch, that you had a bump in the road of your relationship and this is it, that you had a period of separation. Now, as far as the third party goes, you can decide whether you're going to acknowledge that, create a story that the third party, literally never existed at all. And so therefore, after you write the FU letter and the command letter to the third party, you would essentially not acknowledge this person anymore. You would tell yourself whatever story you created, and it can be a whole host of things. It can be anything from that was literally a nightmare that I had. The SP has never had a relationship with anybody, period. That was a nightmare, etc. Or, this person is SP's friend, coworker, significant other of someone else. And SP's never had a relationship with this person. I just had a dream about that, or, had a random weird thought about that. And I don't know why I'm thinking about that now because that's never happened. It's never been my reality. This person is this. Or, you can turn around and be like, SP was just playing a joke. They were trying to make me jealous, or they were playing a joke, or, I saw a movie and my mind is twisting that movie into being like, that was my reality. So you can create a story that works for you. So whether the third parties never truly existed, or it was a joke, or it was someone that SP was just trying to make you jealous. I've had, some people just assign that meaning and, say that there was never really a third party in the first place, dream, nightmare, TV show, movie. If you're going to acknowledge the third party, you don't necessarily have to acknowledge that they had a full blown relationship. You can have it be like third party was someone that the SP went on 1 or 2 dates with, or 1 date or half of a date, couldn't stand that person, or all SP could do was think about me, and it made him realize how much they were in love with me. And then, our relationship ended up becoming perfect and stronger than ever. And like, that was just part of the bump in the road. SP went on a date with somebody, never went anywhere. You could also, like I said, choose to acknowledge the relationship, but have it more like be, SP dated somebody for a while. It really didn't work out. And he couldn't stand that person. He or she couldn't stand that person. And it made him realize how much they love me. And I don't really care because, it was over. It's been over, it was over a long time ago. So whatever story you decide, whatever that it is, that there was never truly a third party, and you have like a reason that you would pull from. I mean, and it doesn't have to be one of the reasons I'm giving you. It can be another reason that you think that your mind could accept easily based on the assumptions that you already carry. Or whether it was like a date or two, or whether it was, like, yeah, they had a little bit of a relationship. So what? Who cares? We weren't together. And, SP and I were together and it's stronger than ever. But whatever that it is, you're going to look at it as, that was so long ago. Why am I giving a fuck about it? I talk to my clients and I tell them a variety of different stories and examples in order to illustrate the points that I'm trying to make. And if you were currently in, your career, and you had a moment where you thought you woke up and you thought that you were going to go to college, you would be like, why the fuck am I thinking about going to college? Like, I haven't been in college for years. Like, I'm in my career. I'm in my 5th year in my career and I'm doing amazing. I haven't been in college in like 7 years or whatever number that it would be. And you would think that it was ridiculous. Just like if you literally, are in college now and you woke up thinking you had to go to high school or middle school, you would be like, why am I having a dream that I'm going to a class that I went to high school? Like, I haven't been in high school in years. So it doesn't matter like how you equate that. The truth is that, and I'm speaking from personal experience on multitude of manifestations, as well as my observations of others who have, whether they've realized, manifesting or not, had a life change. So if you are used to experience something and then, that changes and you have like this new thing, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, a new house, a car, if you are driving a clunker and you end up getting a new car, you have that new car for like a month or two, you don't really think about the clunker. And you're like, why the fuck am I thinking about the car that I don't drive anymore? Like, that shit's in the junkyard or wherever that it went. I'm enjoying my new car and it does, you know what I'm saying? So the longer amount of time that goes, the less you would think about it. And so I want you to think about your manifestation as if you already have it. It's literally already hardened into fact. It is there. Your life is perfect. Your relationship with SP is stronger than ever. So if the situation of the third party pops in your head, why am I even thinking about that? And then you would go to the story that you've assigned. Like, that never happened. That never existed. Like, SP and I, we're together and our relationship is absolutely perfect. Our relationship is stronger than ever. Our relationship is rock solid. You can look at your relationship as having a bump in the road. I think that we all have assumptions around relationships, and many of us have the assumption that even the best relationships at one point or another might have a rough patch or might have a bump in the road. And so look at what's going on with your specific person as the rough patch, the bump in the road that was ages ago, was so fucking long ago that you don't even know why you're thinking about it now. And I talk about some of these things in depth in my video, Thinking As If, where I just give examples of how to think as if you already have what you want, but it's specifically involving the specific person and a third party. You want to create a story around the third party that's going to work for you, and you want to stick to that story. So it's essentially like this combination of, you're going to have affirmations that imply that you and SP are together. Like, SP and I are lovingly, happily married. SP is legit madly in love with me. SP makes me feel so secure in our relationship. Our relationship's stronger than ever, or whatever it is that you're going to affirm. Okay. You're going to have your affirmations that imply to you that you're in a healthy relationship with SP now at the level that you want it to be. And then you're going to write the FU letter and command letter to SP. You're going to write a FU letter, command letter to the third party. And then after that, you're going to create a story that's going to work for you based on the amount of time that you are willing to, either accept or think as if with, as far as, so let me start that over. You're going to, I know, I'm getting tongue-tied because it's so late. So As I've been trying to mention, you're going to affirm for your relationship with SP, no matter what it is. You're going to affirm as if you already have it. So, SP and I are happily married. SP and I are in an amazing relationship. SP and I are in the best relationships of our lives. I'm so happy being in a relationship with SP. SP so happy being my boyfriend, partner, husband. Doesn't matter what it is, but you're going to have an affirmation that, implies you're in a relationship. If you're doing end goal, you can do, a step. You can do SP's emotion. I know that I've talked plenty of times on, how to manifest a specific person, but you're going to have affirmations for emotion, end goal, step, or both, and like what your holdup is. And you're going to affirm things that imply that you already have it, that you're already together. And then you're going to write a FU letter and command letter to SP. Like I've said previously. Then you're going to write a FU letter, command letter to the third party, like I've already kind of discussed and given instructions on. And then you're going to think as if you have what you want whenever the thoughts of the 3D come to mind or whatever it's in your face at all. So whatever story that you choose to create based on whatever you're either A, willing to live with, B, think you're, A, whatever you're willing to live with, number one. 2, whatever you think that your mind is going to accept the easiest. Or 3, if you don't really give a fuck, just look at okay, this story is most acceptable to me or most believable to me or whatever. And then you're going to persist in that. Whatever story you pick, it's the story you're going to keep. It's a story that you're going to tell yourself every time most of the time when you think about these things. And so if you see a third party, if you think about the third party, stick to whatever story you're saying. Who the fuck is this bitch? I don't know who this bitch is. This bitch isn't my reality. SP and I, we had a rough patch. We're stronger than ever now. I don't know why I'm thinking of this random person. Or I had a nightmare about a woman that looked similar like this. Or, I saw this woman on social media and I had a weird dream that SP was with her. Or I saw this person on TV. Or this was just a nightmare. Or, this was just someone that SP knows through A, B, C, or D. And, I saw something that I misinterpreted or nightmare, dream, whatever, joke, doesn't matter. You can assign whatever meaning that you want. Just stick to it. 1 date, 2 dates, no dates, half a date, doesn't like her, can't stand her, was grateful to be away from her, and you guys have been together forever, and your relationship's stronger than ever. And that is what you're going to do. If you see something in the 3D reality that you don't like and you don't trigger, guess what? People get another FU letter, command letter, and then you go back to affirming and persisting and thinking as if you have what you want, as if you've had what you wanted for a while, to where you wouldn't even think about any sort of person, third party, someone SP used to make you jealous, XYZ, you wouldn't even think about that person. Because I know people who've manifested what they've wanted. And when they've thought of the past, whether it be they were broke and they manifested money, or whether it be they didn't have the relationship and then they manifested it, whenever they thought of whatever the polar opposite was, whatever their 3D used to be, they're like, why the fuck am I thinking about this stuff for? That's not the way that it is now. You won't feel the same when you have what you want as your 3D reality now. You only feel so negative about the 3D reality now because that's what you're experiencing. And it's your manifestation seems far off to you. And so you need to focus on what you want and not play this game with your mind of, well, I'm going to, do revision that they're fighting and doing all this ridiculous bullshit because that's how my mind thinks I'm going to get the manifestation. My teeny tiny puny human brain is deciding that they have to fight and he has to sleep on the couch. Fuck that noise. He doesn't have to sleep on the couch. They don't even have to have an argument. You literally could just shift to the reality where SP's like, I want to be with this person and I want to be with them now. And they come to your door. Or like I said, you could run into them somewhere. They could pick up the phone and call you. You could literally go to the gas station and see them. They could, you could be somewhere and they could show up where you are. You could be at your work, at a restaurant, anywhere, and they could show up. It doesn't matter who shows up or who shows up where, when, or whatever. The point is that you can get your manifestations in multiple ways, even ways that you would never think of. So don't try to control the how by saying that they're arguing and fighting. Don't try to confuse your mind by being like, oh, they're always fighting, but we're together. Now, granted, like I said in the beginning of the video, there is a duality that we walk when we are dealing with manifesting what we want and seeing a 3D that doesn't reflect that. But in our mind, we have what we want and we keep affirming and persisting. And so you're going to do the same thing, but you're just not going to create any revisions or stories that don't work for you that you're going to be repeating to yourself. As far as you're concerned, whatever happened with a third party, whatever story you assigned was so long ago, you don't give a shit, period. You don't even care anymore. You don't care. Because your SP could literally come forth in the snap of a finger, especially if you get rid of something that's going to cause your own unintentional delay by assigning the meaning that they must have a fight and he must sleep on the couch and all these weird things have to happen for you to get your manifestation. Stick that shit in the trash where it belongs so that you can just have what you want and use the tools as needed. EFT, FU letter, command letter, love letter, I don't care what you guys use as long as you are putting the old story in the trash. And you can revise on the spot if you need to. I've talked about revising on the spot. You know, if you see something in 3D, like, nope, that literally didn't happen. This person told me yes. Like, you know, whatever it is that you want to revise it to, you have to remember that you have tools that you can use. And there's some times that we do deal with the 3D. And you know what? The second that you're done dealing with the 3D, you go back to firming and persisting. If you don't have any money, for example, and you've got 2 nickels to rub together and you have to log into the, you know, your bank account and see how much you have and you have to pay bills, that's what you do for 5 minutes. And then you go back to affirming and persisting and telling yourself how you can afford anything that you want. It's the same thing with SP. If you have to do something in the 3D reality and you have the 3D in your face for a minute and that includes a third party, okay, do what you need to do in the 3D. If you need to do something, if you need to have a conversation, if you need to pick up your kid, if you need to drop off your kid, if you need to argue for 5 minutes about child support, do what you need to do in the 3D and then back to being in your mind that you have it, that you guys are having an amazing relationship, that you're stronger than ever, and that 3P, who dat? Not in my fucking reality. Spray that bitch with the bitch begone spray, aka you're affirming. I know that you guys see me talking about all that frequently, about spraying that individual with the can of bitch begone spray. If you haven't, you might have to look at some stuff because I've said it and done it before, but imagine a spray. Can of something that says bitch begone spray on it, and you spray that bitch like a wasp with your affirming. And what do wasps do when you spray them with shit? They shrivel up and die. Not that she's literally or he is going to die in your 3D reality. I think you get the analogy though. You spray them like you spray a wasp with your affirming and they go away. So get out that can of bitch begone spray by using your affirming command letters, FU letters, and thinking as if you have what you want. Don't create ridiculous stories in order to try to satisfy your mind of how it's going to come to fruition, because that can cause your own unintentional delay. And just keep affirming and persisting and getting what you want. This is literally what I tell my clients on the phone calls. They could literally legit tell you this stuff. Feel free to comment and let other, you know, people be like, yeah, that's what Flossie says. And whenever you do those things, guess what? Your 3D conforms. And so again, if you want some coaching with me to help you to figure out or to help you to create a story or something that's going to help you to get what you want, then link below. And it's my birthday. Maybe I'll do something exciting for my birthday that'll help you. We'll see. But there's also going to be that All I Want from Christmas Is You SP crash course, and feel free to check that out. So until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.